Welcome gamers to the brand new Army Men mod for Men of War Assault Squad 2 Battle Simulator. This is the Army Men RTS mod, and it adds all new units, all new vehicles, everything that you could possibly want in Army Men warfare, including human dimension maps, which is incredible. So in today's video, we're going to be showing off all the new units and then doing a crazy little battle for us to see what's to come in future videos if you guys want me to continue using this mod. Either way, let's get into it. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get it, baby. Alrighty then, gamers, let's start off with the greens here, and you'll notice that each of these different armies for the Army Men have different variants of soldiers. So these are just sort of the standard variants here, your standard army troopers for the greens. They look very nice. I do find it interesting that some of the weapons are World War II weapons while others are plastic weapons. I tend to prefer it when they're all plastic weapons, but the plastic weapons are black plastic, and then not really tied to any of the different nationalities, but, you know, to each their own. I know some people like it when the color of the weapons match the actual nation, but either way, that's the regular greens right there. But then we've got the 102nd Airborne greens, which basically have all of the same different classes as the regular greens, but they have different airborne qualities to them, a different jumpsuit, as well as that sort of camo helmet there. Then we got the 5th Airborne greens, which again, different jumpsuit, but then the regular helmet with them. We've got the 5th Artillery Battalion, which, you know, looks a lot more sort of Vietnam War-esque versus some of the other guys look a little bit more World War II, but that's the Artillery Battalion right there. We got the GAF, which is going to be the Green Air Force. Again, a little bit more Vietnam-esque. Then the GGF, which I honestly don't know what the GGF stands for. Comment down below if you guys have a hunch. I'm not entirely sure, but again, more Vietnam-looking, whereas some others look World War II. And then here are the Jungle Greens, which are kind of like Spec Ops-looking fellas, I would say. Yeah, they look pretty nice. So that's the Green Nation right there. But then we, of course, have the Blue Dukedom, and I think it's kind of funny, the different nations' names, but these guys obviously British-based, whereas the Greens were American-based. These definitely World War II Brits right here. They look kind of, you know, Africa Corps type deal. Then we've got the Indigo Volunteers here. Obviously, a lot of colonialism here going on, but I think it's kind of cool that they do add a lot of real-world lore to these types of units and stuff like that. And then here's the Desert Blues. So, yeah, again, very, very Africa-based in the Blue Nation right there. Lots of colonialism and British inspiration there. Then we've got Grussia, which is Gray Russia, I think. And what's funny is they have World War I style German helmets, early war German World War I helmets, but then they've got World War II as well as like Vietnam era weaponry. Grussia is a very strange place, I will say. But then we got the Orange Empire here, which is a bit more Japanese based, and these guys look very, very cool. I like these guys a lot. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Then we've got the Red Union, which is going to be another Russian based army. Wait, is this Russian based or is it might be the same? I don't know, this helmet looks more Japanese to me. Yeah, I think this is the Russian, that's the Japanese. So these are the standard red units here for the Red Union. Then we've got Vodushno Destanya Voiska. Might have pronounced that completely wrong, but these guys look a little bit more airborne, almost, I would say. Oh, comrade, very nice. Then we've got Spetsnaz troopers. So a little bit more elite officers, elite units, rolling squads that are a little bit tougher on the battlefield. And then finally we've got the Katyusha units, which the Katyusha is a Russian missile launcher truck. So kind of interesting that that's an entire infantry unit, but okay. Then we've got the Sakura Empire, which only has one unit to it, and it's pink, and I think, yeah, these guys are based on Japanese infantry right there. Then we've got the Tan Republic, which is the second largest, next to the Greens, obviously, and these guys are obviously supposed to be World War II Germany here. They look snazzy right there. We've got Fallschirmjägers, so the paratroopers, essentially. And again, an interesting mix of Vietnam as well as World War II weaponry with these guys. Then we've got the 47th Stahlgren Battery. So these troopers, I think, are supposed to be artillery squadmen, something like that. Then the 15th Dunreiter Battalion. And these are elite units, I guess, or something along those lines. And then the 12th Sturmführer Artillery, artillery. Yeah, perfect. So, there you go, the Sturmführer. Either way, those are all of the different nations within the Army Men mod here. You know, it leaves me curious if I want to transfer Army Men Civil War as well as Army Men Unifying War over to this mod versus the regular, Army Men mod that I tend to use. I don't know, comment down below if you guys think that would be a good idea or not, but as of right now, I do really like this mod, and I hope it gets updated more. But let's check out the vehicles. Okay, we're going to be starting off with the blue vehicles here, and as you can see, there's a wide variety, some US cannons as well as German flak guns in here, but then the rest of the vehicles are pretty much based off of Great Britain during World War II, except for a couple of helicopters in there as well. It's interesting also how some are more cyan, while others are like a deeper purpley blue, and these look a lot more akin to the other Army Men mod I used, so I'm wondering if this mod takes from a bunch of other mods and sort of combines it all together, is my guess. Because I'm seeing some stuff that might be from Mighty Mappers series as well as some of the older Army Men mods I've used in the past. But either way, that's the blue vehicles there. And these are the green vehicles, which has a lot more variety to them, being based on the US. Again, strangely, some German weapons in here as well, but I don't know, it's cool that you at least have the options. But lots of Huey helicopters, stuff like that, more planes, self-propelled artillery out here as well. I don't know, it just looks so good. Also, the slight combinations of non-completely green vehicles, like their tracks being black or like having extra track padding and stuff like that. It just makes them look a little bit more realistic and a little bit more fleshed out. Like the Fury tank here looks absolutely incredible. It's just awesome. There's a locomotive over this way. I don't know when I'd ever use that, but very cool. Fuel trucks over this way. Calliopes, man. Every M4 known to man. Stuarts, Fireflies. Yeah, M8 Hellcats, the whole shebang. M10 Wolverines, T29s, etc., etc. LVTs in the house, baby. There's so much going on with the Green Army here. It's pretty awesome. Now, the oranges are much smaller. They only have a few tanks for themselves here, so rip to the oranges. They don't have any Air Force. They don't have anything like that, so kind of a bummer. I've also noticed there's not really any naval units for anyone so far, which is a little bit of a bummer to make D-Days and stuff. I also just realized if we want to do Army Men Unifying War, there's no purple, and purple is a major nation for that, so that would definitely be a bit of a roadblock, I have to say. But yeah, there's the oranges. Now, interestingly, the Red Union here also only has tanks, since they were the Russians and there's so much available to them from World War II. I was thinking maybe there'd be more, but it's mainly just tanks here, and then plus a locomotive and a truck, which is kind of cute. But yeah, that's the Red Union. The Sakura Nation, which is the pinks here, also only has a few tanks. 4, to be exact. Alright guys, for the tan army, I did have a crash, but then when I rebooted, everything spawned fine. So other than that, this mod has been very stable, which is really, really nice, because the other Army Men mods are not. But we do have a number of helicopters and planes here, which is pretty sweet. Tons of vehicles and turrets and etc, etc. Very nice, obviously very German based, but these look super dope in tan mode, I guess. I don't know. Again, I love the use of the half tracks and stuff like that. It just adds a little bit more grit and realism to them, customizing the tanks, stuff like that. I just think it looks really, really nice. And then the tans actually have the most trains for some reason. I don't know the lore behind that, but big train guys over here. They got a lot of train components. So yeah, why don't we go ahead and do a little battle in the new Army Men mod. Alright boys, so this is actually a mission that comes with the mod. I did add a few extra units to it because it was looking a little sparse, but other than that, I didn't alter this at all. There's Tiger tanks and Tan infantry and more Tan tanks and half-tracks and stuff like that, pushing a small green defensive position here. The greens have dug-in tanks, they have infantry in the trenches, they've got artillery, and way back here they have some more priests and stuff like that ready to fire. So let's go ahead and actually see this mod in action, because this will be the first time for me seeing any fighting in this mod at all, and there we go! Things start blowing up. Now, it's important to remember the other Army Men mod I use uses the Rob's Realism mod as a base component, and I'm not sure if this mod does or doesn't. We will find out, because the Rob's Realism mod basically makes it so infantry dies almost immediately when getting shot. But I am seeing some of this infantry survive a little bit longer than in the Rob's Realism mod, so I don't think it's using the Rob's Realism mod is what yeah, I don't think it is at all. No, it definitely is not, because these guys are getting shot up and still surviving pretty decently. Oh, Tiger tank blitzkrieging on through, ends up getting clapped right there. Beautiful, beautiful. Tans take some severe losses in the starting round of this battle, and the Greens also take some serious losses. However, they've still got a lot of infantry in their trenches, and their backlines way back here still operating pretty nicely. But yeah, the frontline tanks pretty much completely devastated. Here come more Tan infantrymen coming to counter the green trenches. Now, without the Rob's Realism mod, it'll be interesting to see how this defense does, because in Rob's Realism mod, defenses are so incredibly good, as we've seen from Army Men Civil War as well as Army Men Unifying War. Defenses, they get a super defensive advantage in the Rob's Realism mod, but in this, it seems like the Tans are able to come a lot closer and not get completely zipped down by just tons and tons of fire. Those M7 priests are firing shots overhead quite a bit there, striking at some tanks. I'm not sure if they're powerful enough to like take out a Tiger or a Panther, which is what's coming forward over that way, but they could definitely take out like Panzer IIs and stuff like that. Yeah, these Tan soldiers are still very, very far forward and not really dying or anything along those lines. They're doing just fine on the battlefield. Though I do have to say, it does just look really, really good. I mean, this mod just looks really, really beautiful. I really like this Army Men mod quite a bit. This is pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. This looks great. I don't know. What are you guys feeling? I'm very curious to see the comment section of this video and to hear what you guys have to say about it, because to me, this does look pretty good. This looks pretty swell to me. I'm pretty excited about this. The only real problem I have with Army Men Unifying War and using this mod is the purples, as well as not as many tanks for as many factions. Some factions are seriously lacking. It's mainly just, it seems, the Tans and the Greens that are full-fledged factions as of yet. So I'm curious to see if the mod creator is going to go ahead and add more stuff for those other factions in the future as well. Either way, Tans are starting to lose more troopers as they get closer to the trenches over this way. They're not pushing as many troopers on the other end over here. Those M7 priests are still just lobbing shells all over here is where they're targeting, it seems, and that's probably because that's where the tanks are. Yeah, all these tanks are tracked. Let's go ahead and hit the repairs on them. They can do the repair rule. There you go. You guys come forward. Beyond that, it's just infantry coming forward right now, pressuring these trenches, although most of the trenches are now dead. There's just a few troopers still left alive in here. And that is the Granata. Watch out. Well, he's dead. Rip. The right trench over here, though, still surviving. Still getting some kills on them Tan scum. Yes, sir. Green Nation forever. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what it's all about. Yeah, these guys are spraying and praying, but not doing that much. If those M7s just fired at the infantry, I think all would be well. The tanks also seem to be a little too far away to currently be firing at the infantry, so they're not really doing much as of yet. Maybe they'll kickstart their fire campaign soon, but right now it's just infantry on infantry fighting, and the Greens are kind of getting wiped out little bit by little bit here. Not really managing to do all that much with so many Tans pressuring from behind barbed wire right now. It's a bit of a death stance for these greens at the moment. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, it's funny that like some of the units do have those realistic weapons while others have the plastic weapons. It's a little bit bizarre. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I like the continuity. You know, I wish it was a little bit more continuity going on. All right, we got another granata going off. And he dies before it even explodes. Alright, well these greens getting wiped out. Why don't we go in fast motion here, as this is just sort of a test battle. And this early green trench is going to go down. There you go. Now the tans need to push the back here. Of course, there are still green tanks left alive in the back over there, who I'm really surprised haven't really done much up until this point, but now they should. M7 priests have themselves some 50 cals up top too, so those are firing away, as well as the infantry in front of them. Are these tanks really doing anything? This one might be dead. How about the ones back here? Okay. These ones are firing their machine guns, which is good. This one might be dead as well. I'm not entirely sure. Very interesting. The tan infantry, yep, taking a bit of a beating in this little no man's land area. Ooh! Going for tanks back here, are we? Are those some of the repaired tanks? I guess so. And it immediately gets damaged again by the priests. Rip. Alright, why don't we go in fast motion again here? The tans continuing their assault, not really gaining much ground on the battlefield at this point. The greens holding fast, stopping any major advances from coming forward at this point. I think the tans probably will end up losing this battle here, and it's only just a matter of time. We got one, or oh no, we got 3 tank crewmen back here, getting saucy, attacking for some reason. They only have M1911 pistols. This is not wise, but I mean, hey, you do you guys. You do you. Kind of stupid, but it is what it is. The real defenders over here are much stronger with their actual rifles and machine guns and stuff like that. All right, why don't we go ahead and time-lapse the remainder of this battle, because it's pretty much over for the tans. Alright, well, the tans have pretty much been defeated. They've got a few more soldiers here. We'll go ahead and send them on forward. Get them to charge. But yeah, the problem is that they aren't on no retreat mode, so they will just kind of backpedal. Which is not great for a battle like that. I mean, I'm not taking this battle too seriously because it is kind of just a test battle, just a bit of a meme, so yeah. But let's go ahead and try an HE shot. I don't know where that landed. Let's see. Where's this landing? Is this thing not able to fire? Oh, there we go. Okay, weird. I don't know, but let us go ahead and murder the tans. Beautiful. Either way, guys, that is going to be about it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on this new Army Men mod. I'm really liking it. I think it's pretty dope. Army Men Unifying War should be coming out tomorrow. But I am curious if I should maybe use this mod instead of the other mod. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below. That's why I did this video today at a bit of a different time in my upload schedule, just because I wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on it. Either way, guys, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.